What's up? Welcome to Casita 512. My name's Alana Wolf, and I'm here today with Scott, the owner of Tequila 512.
Cheers.
Amy Yates, and Mr. Kevin from Amy and the Hi-Fis.
Yes.
Tequila.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo! Cheers.
Okay, give me a
Cheers,
little.
guys.
Scott?
Give a little love. Give a
Yeah.
little love over there. Ready?
Ooh. I mean, is there a better way to start a conversation?
No,
than
every
a
interview
shot?
should
I'm good at
start,
that.
or every conversation. Sure, why not? Conversation should start with a shot of
Every
tequila. Why not?
morning should
Every
start with that
morning.
shot, right?
Every day.
Sometimes it does.
For you musicians, I guess it's not out of the norm if you were to start your day.
That and tequila drinkers.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So there's so many different labels for you. It's like, okay, a musician, a DJ, a mother, blah, blah, blah. And I also read this article once that said scientifically you can only really be good at one thing.
So that tells you how I do everything.
Well,
I'm not great. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't mean that at all, because I actually really don't believe that at all. I don't believe that.
I don't really believe that either. I'm not saying I'm great at all this stuff, but I do just tend to keep doing stuff. And I think that everything in life is a learning process, and so you just have to jump in and try it and get better and not worry too much about being great at it.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you feel?
No, I was just thinking the same thing.
I bet you were.
I didn't know anything about this business when I got into it, and I feel like you if you jump in and you just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep trying.
How old were you when you started this?
The idea came about when I was 29 or 30, so over 10 years ago at this point. And then,
But that was just the idea.
That was just the idea, yeah. But then you spend all that time, just similar to being a musician. You say I'm gonna be a guitar player, right? And you say I want to play guitar. You don't know how to play guitar the next day. I said I want to have a tequila company. I didn't know anything about tequila the first day. I learned about the industry and the business side of it and all that. So I assume that's similar, right?
Sort of. I mean, like he started playing guitar. How old were you? Like 12 or
12?
something? Yeah. I mean, I
That
started
was
playing.
good immediately.
10, 15 years ago.
Like day
I
one.
started playing when I was 38. So like, I mean,
impressive.
you just had to. Sort of.
She's ballsy.
You know, I think it is. I
I'm
almost think it's
ballsy.
She's
harder
ballsy.
to.
Like,
But it's kind of
no,
like you just have to jump in and be like, what the fuck ever. And
Yeah.
I hear statistics like that that are like, okay, you can only be good at one thing, and I think that's bullshit. So I love
I'm
that
going
you
with
think
that.
that's bullshit also.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And-
So my focus this year has been about magic, and we've been working with AJ Vallejo and working on a new album, and it's all focused on magic. And actually, it's a two-part album. So on October 13th, we'll release part one, which is very metal, dark. We function as a duo sometimes, and so we want to be able to do it that way too. And it's just dark and synthy guitar and weird. And then we're going to take all the same songs and do part two in the spring, and they are going to be loungy dance, not remixes, just completely new versions. And the whole concept behind it is that you can take anything in your life and you can look at it from a different perspective. You can convert it, you can make your own magic, and you can change something in your life. So each song will just have a completely different version. Was I succinct enough in that? I don't
No,
know
I
what
love
was,
that.
But that's the artistic concept behind it. So
They're actually-
Resurrected's from that.
There's actually very few artists or genres that I can really listen to and lose myself in, because I feel like I have an emotional attachment to so much music. I
Everybody
get
does,
emotionally
right?
attached, but there are certain genres that I can listen to, and that just kind of goes away. It's like, oh, okay, like I'm just listening to New Order and I'm just really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything like that for you?
So much of it is tied to memory and feelings and all that. We were talking about that earlier, like listening to old country or not even old country, 80s,
like
90s.
80s,
country.
90s pop country.
Put
right?
you somewhere.
Conway
Right,
Twitty.
right.
Yeah, it puts
Yep,
you somewhere.
Conway Twitty.
Do you ever get any freedom in that? Because I know being a musician, being an artist, it's like you get so tied to your emotions and stuff. Like, do you ever is there a project or an experience that you have that ever just lets you like really let go of any of that?
Well, that's what I'm doing right now. I think this magic album is totally that. Like, I'm not tied. I don't feel tied to structure in the songs. And you'll hear it too when we play Resurrected, like it's weird. And every song, we've been making them, and they're like 7 minutes long, and they're like weird, and they don't have a lot of rhyme or reason, but they feel right, and you just go there. And I think the older you get and the more you do it, I bet you feel this sometimes, like you get more, you get less tied to convention and more willing to pursue wherever you feel.
They're different than what we've done in the past. You know, the stuff in the past has been a little bit more poppy, and we decided to kind of, when we started doing the duo, it got a little bit raw and it got kind of dark. We took some old songs
That's
and
what we were doing.
slowed them down a little bit, and she started playing guitar and dropped to D, and it just naturally became darker and more raw. And we were like, this is so Black Sabbath, and let's explore. And you know, Amy's always up for new challenges, obviously, as you discussed. And so this one is just way more, so far, kind of metally and more like Black Sabbathy and dark, and it's probably not what people are going to expect, but I love it.
I love it.
We love it.
Can what we've killed be resurrected? Can what has died find life again? Can we tuck the knife in for the last time? Have we finally reached the end? Can ties that bound be reconnected? We can't take back those things we've said. I remember loving you as I look down on our empty bed. Gave it all, I give again. And what's it worth now to live again? We made the fire that did us in. There's nothing left